Hey there, I'm Shouvik, and today's topic is how to deal with a team member who is reluctant to join Scrum events. Well, being a Scrum team is all about adapting a Scrum framework to the core, right? Be it imbibing the Scrum values or following the Scrum events. Team collaboration and involvement is one of the for any team's motivation, productivity, and overall success. Now, say one of your team members is not joining the sprint planning or daily stand up. He's telling that it's a waste of time. He thinks that all these scrum events are eating up his time, and in fact, he can use this time to maybe code and develop something worthy. So, what should, as a scrum master, you will do? So we need to understand here that there is no one size fits all solution, right? There is no one size fits all solution. Here we are dealing with human beings, and each one of us are unique and different. Each one is having their own reality, our own assumption, right? And as a scrum master, one should try to understand why the person doesn't want to attend the meeting. There can be a chance that the team member is unable to understand and appreciate the real benefit of scrum events. It is always good if we try to learn why the team member is reluctant to participate, and then go from there. Remember, the problem is not the team member but inside the team member. Yeah, it can be either the attitude or the ignorance about the scrum. Try to put yourself in their head, in their shoes. In fact, just be them for a moment. What is it about the situation that is stopping them from attending the scrum events? Are they not heard in the meeting? Did something make them feel stressed, uncomfortable, or overexposed? Yeah. So when you figure out what they were feeling, which is killing their motivation to attend the scrum events, you can then make some guesses about how to fix the issue. So it's really important for, as a scrum master, to figure out what is the main issue and then try to find a solution to fix it or mitigate it. So how we are going to do that? So there are two very important points. First, explain to your team member the benefits of attending the scrum events. Like, what is the real agenda or motive behind each of the scrum events? What is in it for them, right? Like, if you have to convince someone, you have to show them like what is the value or what is the benefit that the person is getting by doing that. Scrum master have to communicate the value the scrum event can bring to the team. Second, show them the benefits that you have promised to them. So whenever, now say you convince them, they agreed and they're coming into the meeting. So now you have to make sure that the benefit that you have showed them during your conversation earlier, it's happening. Yeah. So we have to, the scrum master have to facilitate and help the team to exhibit those behaviors and stick to the agenda. Yeah. It's a bad idea for a scrum master to escalate or order team member to attend meetings, right? So scrum master can't force team to do anything, and furthermore, it isn't our job to make anyone do anything, right? This is actually our test, the test of maturity as a scrum master. Our job is to ask questions and make observations that lead people to their teachable movement, right? By doing that, as well as by meeting the 2 points that I mentioned earlier, we are giving that person the best chance possible to motivate themselves, or you can say making them interested to participate in the scrum events. Scrum master can coach the team member, understand his point of view, and help him imbibe the scrum values and principles. Scrum master can should focus on the areas of the scrum events where the team member can bring a value and how the team needs and appreciate his contribution. Spreading awareness and benefits about the scrum events and scrum values is a great tactic. So let me share a story here. So few years back, there is this guy who newly joined the team, and he has got very less experience in compared to the other team members. He's also new to the company, and he's in the process of getting adapted to the company's culture, and also learning the business domain, right? The project that you're working on. So I noticed that during the scrum meetings he looked lost and not interested. And after a few weeks, he started skipping the scrum meetings and not at all regular. So I want to understand what's going on with him here. So what I did it is I took him out for a walk. And one thing which worked in my favor is that we both love football, and we both were like fan of Messi. So it helped me to build that rapport and the trust with him instantly, right? So after some informal talk, I tried to understand what's stopping him, from showing up in the meeting. So as he shared his thoughts, he slightly opened up after we had those informal talks. So he shared his thoughts. And as he was sharing, I figured out that, okay, he's not getting enough support from the other team members. His ideas and thoughts were either outrightly rejected, or you're suppressed without even consideration. So at that point of time, even I was very new to Scrum, and as in this role of a Scrum Master, and I missed to notice this behavior during the meetings. So this was a clear case of team not exhibiting one of the core Scrum values, and that is respect, right? And I sense the lack of trust and collaboration, even if it's just with one team member. I try to figure out the ways to overcome this dysfunction. So first, what I did is I convinced and assured this team member that, okay, I'll make sure that he gets enough space during the meeting to share his thoughts. Yeah. And second, I conducted few team building exercise, which helped to break the ice among the team members. They know each other's personal interest, their weakness, their strengths, and it actually helped them to bond together as a team. It also helped this newly joined team member felt included and part of the team. Yeah. I also did some group coaching to make him understand the importance of adhering to Scrum values. I changed the way I used to facilitate these Scrum meetings. I incorporated few of the liberating structure techniques to assure that everyone gets a chance to speak and share their point of view. So altogether, it worked for me. It worked for me in this case. And over the time, even this guy not only started attending all the Scrum events, but also started to fill in as a facilitator when I used to be on leave or away on some trainings. So as you see, it is very important for us as a Scrum Master to find out the reason behind a team member not attending the meetings. Once we are aware of their pain points, it will be a cakewalk for us. It will be easy for us to plan out the next course of action. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, in my experience, another most effective way to implement Scrum is to focus on the people who are most excited about it, right? And ideally, we have to identify them and make them your change catalyst, right? So take their help in bringing the change. Team excitement is very contagious, and this is something that someone told me a long back. So team excitement is very contagious, and it spread fast. But there are always be those who are stuck in their ways and refuse to get a buy-in. So there will be people who are hard to convince, hard to get influence, people with a bad attitude, and they actually degrade the whole team and cause it to fail. So no matter what you try, no matter whatever, however you try to influence them or try to convince them, they are not going to change. So we have to involve the line managers in this scenario. So such a team member needs to assign to either to other projects or maybe retrain to get better engaged. So it's a job of a Scrum Master to improve the process and help the team member along. But it's the job of the line manager to make sure that they do what is expected out from them, right? Okay, so I would like to close the video with few quick tips of a Scrum Master based on my past experience, which maybe you can, which will help you to influence and convince the reluctant team members to embrace Scrum. Yeah. So we should be asking open-ended questions, to figure out what's actually going on in their mind. Yeah. Always try to bring people together who should listen to each other. Try to find your change catalyst. Build trust within the team so that everyone feels respected and valued. Yeah. Encourage the consensus building culture rather than where everyone wins. In the consensus building culture, everyone wins, but not the voting where there are winners and losers. Try to mediate conflicts that arise between the team. Make sure that the team respect and trust each other all the time. Keep reminding the benefits of Scrum events and why event is necessary to design, plan, and execute, for the common goal. Always try that the team members achieve a mutual understanding. Make sure that each team member's contribution is considered and included in the ideas, solutions, or decisions that emerge. And last but not the least, encourage team members to take shared responsibility of the outcome. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Cheers.